A plug-in hybrid is usually the answer. Do you want something very efficient? Plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. Do you want something that has no coding? Again, PHEV. Do you want something that has the benefits of an EV without most of the drawbacks? You guessed it, PHEV. Now, it's great to see that there are so many options of plug-ins out there that come in very many shapes and sizes. From the budget-friendly BYD Seal 5 DMI, the Chang'an Hunter pickup truck, and the 7-seater DFS E5 to name a few. When it comes to compact crossovers, a lot, and I do mean a lot of people, have gone with the BYD Sea Lion 6 DMI, and for good reason. I totally get it. But let's say you want something that's a bit more refined around the edges, a bolder design, and a more dynamic drive without breaking the 2 million Philippine peso mark. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Lynk and Co 01 PHEV. Could this be the answer you're looking for? Find out on this episode of Behind the Wheel. The Lynk and Co 01 comes with only one variant. And if you whip out the AutoDeal app available on iOS and Android, it'll tell you that it comes in at 1,928,000 Philippine pesos. Now, if my math is correct, that's a difference of 380,000 Philippine pesos against the Sea Lion 6. But there are more ways than one that the 01 stands out against the Sea Lion 6. Let's start first with what's under the hood. Underneath, you have a 1.5-liter 3-cylinder gasoline engine paired obviously with a hybrid system. The combined output of 258 horses and 265 Nm of torque, which by the way is mated to a 7-speed DCT. Now, under ideal conditions, Lynk & Co was able to, and this was verified by the AAP, produce 47 kilometers per liter inside the city, which is crazy good. As of our testing, we were able to do 12 kilometers per liter inside the city and 20.5 kilometers per liter on the highway. That is without a full charge, which is just nuts. At first glance, it's undeniably Lynk & Co. The split headlamp design is a signature of theirs, and the folks at Gothenburg, Sweden have created a very unique looking crossover. Whether the style is your taste or not, there's no denying that this thing stands out. The wheels are a handsome set of 20s with color accents, and it stands on 172 millimeters of ground clearance. Over at the rear, there is a bit of a slope towards the tailgate, which on them you'll find the Energy Cube taillights. And down below, what you will find is a pair of exhausts which are 100% real. Taxao Mc8, Lynk & Co, for not putting any fakery down here. What sounds fake though is my stupid Swedish accent, or speaking. Google Translate na nga, palpak pa rin, no? A power tailgate is always going to be a good thing. So is 466 liters of space, good enough for our props here. It does fold the second row, and it folds flat, which is great. So you can easily push another pair of balikbayan boxes in there with so much more to spare. Other things that you have in the back is that you have a bit more space underneath, storage space maybe for your home charger, not much else really. And you have an Infinity subwoofer here in the back as part of the Infinity system, which is pretty darn good. Now at first, you might be taken aback because there are no leather seats, not back here nor up front. These are all cloth seats. In fact, it's recycled material is basically what it is. And it's made from regenerated nylon, as you can see on this tab right here, which is really good. All of this material, including the dash, is made from stuff like fishing line and plastic scraps and whatnot. So it's really nice that their R&D is actually putting stuff back into the car without wasting anything. That I really do like. And I do not mind cloth seats, because the truth is, in our country, leather seats would be great, but I like the cloth seats better because then you're not swimming in your own
liquid.
I wasn't going to say that. Jack, enough, really.
Juices.
What might not be so great, I thought, is even for my height, the thigh support is not so great. Look at it. I'm short already and there's a kind of a big gap. But that's if you're sitting upright. If you like move a little bit more comfortably and stretch your legs out, which you can because there's so much space, then it's all of a sudden Wow, okay, that really works. What's great too, toys back here. You have an air vent each for each passenger, if there's only 4 of you, of course, which is always going to be good. Type C charging point and a Type A charging point. Bottle holders on either door. A share again of the Infinity speakers. Center armrest with 2 cup holders. And here's something I haven't said in a while. Isofix anchors. Oh! That's about all for the rear. Let's get up to the front where I will start with what is seen on the seats itself, which is this blue accent that I like a lot. Now, the blue accents I appreciate because as you see from the outside of the vehicle, there's a blue accent up on top and there's blue accents also on the wheels. And it's nice that they continue that motif inside because it just looks good. Even the stitching is not just one shade of blue, it's 2 shades of blue. I like that. The details, I like that a lot. Getting into the proper driving position of the 01, never going to be an issue because the steering wheel is very much telescopic and the driver's seat is powered. It's powered here, manual here on the passenger side. Unfortunately, they aren't ventilated as we kind of get spoiled nowadays with cars that are coming from China. But the good thing is that, like I said earlier, they're not leather. So you're not going to be swimming in your own whatever it is that Jack said, so it's actually kind of cool on your tukas. You have a lot of information that's given to you on your instrument cluster, which is fully colored, by the way. And you have a large 12.8-inch screen, touchscreen, as your infotainment and your reverse camera as well. It's got a 360 around view monitor, as well as Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which are wireless, by the way, always going to be a good thing. You have a wireless charger down here, and then not wireless, which is something that we like. We have physical controls for your air and physical controls for your audio as well. And on the steering wheel, you've got controls for your adaptive cruise, because this has a suite of advanced driver assist systems on it, and your audio controls on the right-hand side. Now, in total and in general, it feels like the build quality of this car is very good. It feels very solid and it feels like it's a nice place really to be in. The question is, how does it drive? We've been spoiled with the 05, which has an all-wheel drive system, but it seems like the reoccurring theme of Lynk and Co is that they drive really well. Does that still continue here in the 01? Let's find out. But before we go out on a drive, do please consider liking and subscribing our channel because we create all of these videos. I'm not going to say anything funny, just for you guys. Before we really get into it, there is one thing that I would love to point out, and I think it must be said, that the NVH of the 01 is very, very good. And you've heard me say, yeah, it's up to par with certain vehicles. Here in this car, it's above par because not only does it have a 3-cylinder up front, which is, as you can know, that most 3-cylinders do vibrate a lot, but this car is rolling on 20s, not 18s, not 19s, 20-inch wheels. And by goodness, it is quiet and comfortable, even when you're going on rougher roads inside the city. I'm taking a turn right now, and yes, it grips really, really well. But what's strange is that not only does it grip well around corners, but it does so with the same ease over bumps. And it's just superb. And then speaking of the 3-cylinder, it definitely has less torque than that of the Sea Lion 6, but it has more horsepower than the Sea Lion 6. So speaking of the top end, this has a little bit more character to it. And that excitement is also helped by the fact that this carries a 7-speed DCT. And it's one of the better ones actually that we've tested. The amount of joy and pleasure you're going to get out of the DCT is definitely going to be a heck of a lot more than you would in a CVT, in spirited driving. The steering of the 01 and all Lynk and Co's really has got a good weight to it. It's not too light where it feels like a toy. You still feel very much engaged with the road. The cool thing is that although you will expect it to tighten up as you go faster, right? Whether twisties or turns or on the highway, when you pop it into reverse, obviously you're not going to be traveling that fast, but when you do pop it into reverse, all of a sudden the steering feel is like It's as light as a feather. It's a toy. It's amazing. If I were to nitpick, there are maybe two very small points. One is that the screen is really large, but my hand sort of like gets in the way when I'm holding onto the steering wheel, so I kind of have to tilt to look. And second, the electronic shifter, while it's absolutely awesome, it just takes some getting used to, because to put it into drive, you have to click it down twice, and to put it in reverse, you have to click it up twice, and it's not much, but again, it's probably because I'm just nitpicking. Oh, and also, when you switch it into manual mode, this is really weird. First time I've ever encountered it. But for minus and plus, it's you move the electronic shifter left and right, not up and down, or no paddles either. Potential customers that are looking into buying a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle are very value-oriented people. They want to get as much for their peso as possible. They really, really do. They want to be able to get a car that has, well, number one, no coding, and second, they want to be able to make sure that it's as efficient as possible so that they can save as much of their moolah as possible. But those people that are willing to spend a little bit more to add spice to their drive, if you're one of those people, you may want to look into the 01. If you're looking for an efficient and electrified crossover, but still want something with a dynamic drive, then yeah, the 01 might be the answer. I do understand that there's quite a large gap between the price of this 01 and the Sea Lion 6, which is like 300,000 Philippine pesos. Actually, it's like 380,000 Philippine pesos. But what this does better that you won't find on any spec sheet is just exactly how it drives. It's brilliant. But you're not going to know what I'm talking about unless you take it out for a drive yourself. So download the AutoDeal app, find the dealer closest to you, and take it out for a test drive.